Entry-level Samsung 43, it's the CU7100. Check the timestamps below for dimensions and so on. Feet, remote control instruction book pack, bit of marketing, POS. TV from the front, side, bit of a fat one, and the back. Remote control and instruction book pack with a quick setup guide taped around it. Figure 8 mains lead, right angle plug and a UK plug at the other end, approximately 1.5 meters. Standard remote, smart remote, AAA batteries for the standard remote, CI card slot reader and AAA batteries for the smart remote, which means it's not the solo version, but never mind. Quick close-up here of the smart remote. So it looks like one of the older smart remotes because it's got the batteries, but power on and off at the top. That will take you to the settings and numbers, coloured buttons there, left, right, up, down and enter, back button, play, pause, press play, pause, you've got rewind and fast forward, home button, volume rocks up and down and in for mute, channels rock up and down and in for guide, quick fire Netflix, Samsung TV Plus, Prime and Disney, flip it over, bit of pressure there and push away, AAA batteries into the back. Ooh. Is the standard remote for 2023. If you don't get a standard remote like that in your country, I'll put a link in the description below. But power on and off, source button, channel numbers, teletext, pre-channel takes you to the previous channel, volume up and down, channels up and down, mute button, guide button, quickfire Netflix, Prime, Samsung TV Plus and Disney Plus, cursor arrows left, right, up, down and enter, return to go back step by step or exit to get all the way out, coloured buttons for apps and media playback, shortcut to the settings, info bar, audio description or subtitles button, stop, rewind, fast forward, play and pause, flip it over, push away there, AAA batteries into the back. Quick setup guide, list of inputs there, what's included with the TV, different methods of unpacking the TV from 43 inch up to 85 inch and obvious things like don't squeeze the screen and don't try and peel away at the corner of the screen. There is a screen protector on this model however, but it's got a obvious red thing to pull and pull that screen protector off. And then ways of putting the feet on that TV, laying it down on the large flat surface and inserting those feet. Again, handling the TV on the different sizes and points there about not squeezing the screen, so I'm guessing a lot of that happens and gets sent back. Connecting your power to the TV and moving down from there. Critical dimensions, what they refer to, from 43 to 85. Also, VESA mounts on the different sizes, 20 to 22mm on all the TVs, M8 bolts. Looking at the feet supplied with the TV. Simple black plastic there that will just push in to insert in the TV. They are marked left and right, don't know how well that shows up, but L and R there. Also on the bottom, some rubber pads so they're not slipping about or scratching and marking your surfaces. TV now laid on a large flat surface, the box and a polythene sheet. We can see on the bottom of the TV marked R and L where the corresponding feet go in, marked R and L. Like that, and it should push in with a click. Oh, bit stiff. Same with L. It does not want to go in. So that took a bit of a twist and a push in with quite a bit of pressure. While it's here, we can see we've got the normal button that's on all Samsungs, so you can cycle through if you've lost your remote and turn the TV off. Also, some little woofer ports on the bottom, and we can see the speakers through the grills there as well. Looking at the connections running down the side of the TV, power inserts there, USB half amp, digital optical audio out, HDMI 3 is enhanced audio return channel, 3 HDMIs in total, antenna in, and wide internet or LAN in. Onto the dimensions, most important being the wide feet. This is the 43-inch model, but those feet at the widest point, 84.5 centimetres, 33.25 inches. And the feet, 19 centimetres or 7.5 inches. Height to the bottom of the TV, just over 7 centimetres or 2 7/8 of an inch. To the top of the TV, 62.5 centimetres, 24 5/8 of an inch. Width across the top, just over 96 centimetres or 38 inches. From the back, 200 by 200 square VESA mount. Takes M8 bolts 20 to 22 mil, or you could use 25s with quite a few washers on and take into account your bracket. But height to the centre of that height to the centre of the first VESA mount hole, I make it about 261 millimetres. Thickness at its thickest point, it's about 60 millimetres. Do the peely bit and get the screen protector off. Okay, wide internet mains and power connected. I'll turn it on. Press a button on the smart remote to start the pairing. He says, or maybe it's not Bluetooth then. Okay, so the smart remote's actually infrared. I'm going to say remote control step by step. UK. Okay, so this part here, this is the only part you can actually pick the retail mode, otherwise it's greyed out once the TV's set up. So if I say retail mode there, you can change it later to home mode. So retail mode again, just because I want to see the demo as well. Okay, terrestrial and digital, that's my aerial. Wide internet connection. Agree to all and OK. Okay, so I'll say install the latest software and come back when that's complete. Okay, back in the room, software is now completed, so I'm going to say next, but you can sign into your Samsung account there to download apps in the future. Pop in your postcode for regional programming. I'm just going to say all locations and pick that later, so I'll have to manually say the service provider. Channel's tuning in the background, so I shall come back when that's complete. Okay, tuning's now completed, so primary region is England. Secondary region is where my aerial's pointing, which is Yorkshire, and additional region for me is Leeds. Quick summary of what we've got. 3 view channels and a wired network. Does have wireless as well, I will mention. And 3 view Yorkshire somewhere. There we go. So click on there, it'll give you the QR code, scan with your phone, connect your Prime account. and you can add some other apps to the home screen, and what's on the home screen already is shown below. Straight to live TV and wait for the demo to come on. I hope.
You got one.
Now to Christine Tacon, who is chair of the Assured Food Standards and
Okay, pretty cool. So first thing I'm going to do is put it back to home mode.
just before the pandemic, you were making this significantly.
I don't. Everybody else has got less.
Okay,
But
so
then
to
you
all
look at these
settings,
retailers, some of them are heavily debt financed, so of course that's getting more expensive with,
down
with
to
interest
general
rates going up.
and
Others
privacy,
got shareholders where they want to sort of maintain the values of the shares. But
system
actually,
manager,
some of the discounters are
and onto
privately
home mode.
owned, and they have been really aggressive with pricing, and it's quite interesting to see how many retailers are actually openly saying, we've pinned our prices to the same as Aldi. So the discounters in many ways are leading the charge, and the others are making sure that they're no more expensive because they don't want to lose share. But that's what you get in a truly competitive market.
Okay, so while we're on the
discounters
settings,
are trying to
I'm going to go to all
increase shares,
settings
and
again,
the other retailers don't want to let them have it.
So there's no more supermarkets could do.
down to general and
particularly
privacy, power and
Well,
energy,
the answer is should they be making the same margins that they have before?
brightness
But
optimization
I
I'm
think
turning off.
un-
That will alter the backlight depending on the ambient
misleading
light in the
if
room,
people
but it does
are
affect the
saying that
pitch
if they're
settings, so I'm
raising
going to turn that
prices,
off.
the
Motion
cost
lighting
of
also
doing it.
off,
The truth is,
trying to
it was
dim
a
parts of the
hugely complex
backlight
chain.
where the
farming
screen may be
industry
darker,
was
but it can
worked
cause the
in
brightness to be
myself,
incorrect.
the cost of
Screensaver I'll leave on, auto
inputs
power
has
off,
gone
probably
up,
leave
cost
on
of
at home,
feed
but
the
in
animals
store
has
I'm
gone up,
turning off.
cost of labour
That
has gone
turns
up,
the TV
and
off
then
if you
you've got
don't press the
processors,
remote for a
and
certain
their
amount of
rates have
time.
gone up, and they've got the cost of packaging.
Okay, start screen options.
Has had their
I don't
costs
want
going
it
up,
to start with
including
Smart Hub
retailers
Home. I want it to
with
go onto
the
live
amount they've had
TV,
to put
Netflix,
into their
whatever
stock.
I was last
And so
watching. So I'll say
it just
auto
gets
run
more
last app for
competitive, but
myself
there are
as
so many
well.
people in the chain.
Thank you very much for talking to us this
Okay.
evening, Christine Tacon. Thank you.
Picture,
Thank you.
I'll set to standard for the demo.
Yes, Victoria, this is the story about Daniel Korski, who's a former special advisor in David Cameron's...
Okay, expert settings,
the Conservative candidate for the London
picture
mayoral
clarity.
next year. He's down to
I'm going to put to
short list of
custom.
three. Now, yesterday, Daisy Goodwin, who's a highly
Noise
successful
reduction I
television
want to turn
producer,
off so we don't get
alleged
unnatural
that 10 years
movements or
ago
a soap
in
opera
the
effect. It's
in
trying to clean up
Daniel
any sort of images or
Korski
artifacts in
that
the
he
images and
allegedly
digital
touched
noise,
her
but
inappropriately.
turn that off.
Daniel Korski categorically denies this allegation, but
And
tonight
the maybe
Daisy
contrast
Goodwin has
enhancer
attempted to make
off as
a
well.
formal complaint to the Cabinet Office. That's the body she'd have to make.
Okay, on the sound settings, let's have a quick look. So TV speaker obviously for the sound output, sound mode standard, expert settings, eARC I'd have on if I had the correct device, sound bars or AV receiver, etc. Digital audio output, auto or pass through. myself at home have it set to pass through, so whatever's on screen is outputting the correct sound. So if it's Dolby Digital or Dolby Atmos, it's output to my AV receiver in that method.
It's difficult for Daniel Korski.
And that is it. So auto volume you may want on. It will level the differences in sound between channels and adverts.
One person told me, because there is now a formal complaint.
So
but
come out of there.
Formal complaint, it is now easier for him.
Back again. I'll turn the sound up and we'll have a listen to normal TV.
Tonight, that campaigner saying, obviously Daniel Korski denies these allegations very strongly, and a spokesperson
so that's showing
said
standard
to me
definition.
Dan
and credit to Newsnight and the BBC
But
for the
finally,
content.
Victoria, I should tell you that one very long-standing friend of Dan Korski who supports him
If I go
has said to me, I
102.
stand by Dan, but then this person added, in deep jeopardy.
Same channel but in HD.
Now, if anyone thought President Putin was distracted by the attempted mutiny at the weekend, think again. Tonight, 2
And
Russian
again,
missiles
pre-channel.
hit people
Back
and
to
killing
SD.
3. There were reports tonight that President Putin had to be talked out of killing his former ally, the head of the mercenary Wagner group, Yevgeny Prigozhin.
And back to HD.
Mr. Prigozhin had expected the Russian army to change sides to support him. That's according to the Belarus leader, President Lukashenko, anyway, who's given asylum to Mr. Prigozhin as part of the deal to end the revolt. He was speaking at a press conference today. President Putin, meanwhile, tried to paint a picture of life returning to normal. So how have these dramatic events affected Russia's war in Ukraine?
And again, back to SD.
There are graphic images in his film.
So what difference have the last few days' turmoil
Okay,
in Russia
quick look at
made
the
to
TV
war?
guide. So if I press the
Not much
guide
if you
button,
listen to the British Ministry of Defence.
We shouldn't necessarily overcredit the sort of destabilisation that somehow this is a
we can
massive
see there
derailment of the Kremlin. You know,
what we're watching now. BBC Two. You can go up and down the list using the cursor arrows one by one. God. Okay, the green line, vertical green line there indicates the current time it is. We can see what's on next as well. Or I can press the channel up down button to page up and down the guide.
10,000 well-equipped troops onto the streets at the weekend.
So I think it's only a single tuner on this model, so you could record what you're watching. So if I press there, whatever it is, or Hair by Philip Kingsley, don't know what it is, but press enter, I can either schedule a viewing or view details. That's it. Or I can press exit to go back to TV.
Quite content to divide. Well, Prigozhin himself said the number was around sort of 25,000. I think the
So
reality
credit to
is
Ubisoft for the
8,000.
demo coming up. It's
So
Avatar
whether that's really
Frontiers
enough
of
to tip the
Pandora.
balance of the war
Pretty cool, so credit to Ubisoft again for that one, and I shall just try another quick demo. So credit to Ubisoft for this one, Star Wars Outlaws official world premiere trailer.
The Empire? They're everywhere. But the world here belongs to the syndicates. If I want to survive, I have to play their game. Looks like I'm all in.
She's in here somewhere.
On second thought, I'm out.
There she is.
I've been held back my whole life. And now, I just need a chance to finally be free. Wherever that takes me.
I'm here to offer you a way out, okay?
Get off my ship, Jalen.
Give me a chance. You're gonna have to trust me. It'll be dangerous, risky. But if you pull this off, you'll never look over your shoulder again.
The underworld shows no mercy. But it's a big galaxy out there, and I'm gonna risk it all.
Star Wars Outlaws, coming 2024.
Pretty cool, so credit to Ubisoft again for that one. Quick bit of football.
Here come the two teams, Manchester United against Inter in the International Champions Cup. Manchester United face Inter Milan to Pogba. Sure, they're encouraging him to shoot, and he will have a goal. Pogba does get it back. Rashford, Pogba. What's he going to do? I don't know how he got that far, to be honest. Oh, here come United, Shaw. Brilliant ball into the middle, nearly finds Rashford, just a little touch. Took it behind him and it finished level on points with third place Atalanta in Serie A last season, Inter. Brozovic. Swept deep, and there's a risk on the Hayek. And it goes towards Rabini. Saka was back there, I think, to head that away. Pogba back towards his own goal, and now Saka up for it. Pogba's up as well. He leaves it, brilliant dummy, Lingard with the right. Brilliant skill from Pogba. Where's he going? Wonderful. Why not? Good save from Handanovic. Here's right. Shaw. Did well when Cardi was in charge from the team. Wan-Bissaka chopped down right on the edge of the penalty area.
Milan just floating this in now, I expect.
And Young towards that corner. Handanovic forced into a save. Another marvellous moment for the teenager. He's making a name for himself. Manchester United lead the game with 15 minutes to go. What a wonderful finish.
So much talk coming out of Old Trafford about the quality of this young man. Not just from his youth coaches.
That's it. Manchester United get the win. And this man has done it again. Mason Greenwood with the winning goal at the National Stadium in Singapore.
Okay, back to the home menu. So, quick look at the home menu before I go. See to the left there, we have got the inbuilt game streaming, so connect a wireless controller and you can stream games from Xbox Live and so on. Connected devices there, and below we've got the settings. So up to media, across there, sign into your Samsung account, we've got apps, so you can download more apps that aren't already installed. Samsung TV Plus, loads of IPTV channels there to scroll through. Live TV, Netflix, Prime, BBC iPlayer, Disney Plus, ITVX, Apple TV. You can also cast your Android and Apple devices and mirror them to the TV. Now TV, YouTube, All4, Rakuten, Samsung Health, basic internet browser there, connect a wireless Bluetooth keyboard and mouse, Plex, My5, and you can edit that list to make it your own. Below, what I've recently been on, which for me was YouTube, what's on now from various sources, family favourites as well, new and trending from different sources, top series, top movies, Samsung TV Plus, what's on there from different providers, Prime, popular on iPlayer, so loads of recommendations to keep you busy. So in the UK this sells for about $349 at the moment for a 43-inch, so not a bad price really. It's fairly average TV, bright stuff looks quite good, dark stuff not as good, backlight's a bit patchy, sounds a bit sort of average really, but if you connect into your separate speaker system or soundbar or whatever, you won't have a problem with that. And we've got to say, relative to price, all in all, it's not a bad TV. Not going to be a patch on the QLED ones, the brightness isn't quite there, and the backlight's not great either. But all in all, for $349, it's pretty good all-rounder and a good sort of TV for maybe a bedroom or if you're just gaming in a separate room. And that is all for now.